Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Maybe you wake up in the morning, shuffle into the kitchen for a cup of coffee, and still feel like you could lie down and nap again by 10 a.m. Or maybe there's that afternoon crash where even simple things like folding laundry or heading out for a short walk suddenly feel like too much. You might tell yourself it's just age, or maybe the weather, or maybe you didn't sleep well the night before. But what if it's something else? Something hiding in plain sight? Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to consider whether the medications you're taking might be the ones quietly stealing your energy? Now, don't get me wrong. Medications can do wonders. They help with blood pressure, pain, mood, sleep, you name it. But sometimes the very pills meant to help us can come with side effects we don't even notice at first. Fatigue, drowsiness, brain fog. They can creep in slowly, making it hard to tell whether it's just getting older or something else entirely. And when you're over 60, it's easy to chalk these things up to aging. But you deserve better than that. You deserve clarity, control, and the kind of energy that lets you enjoy life on your terms. That's what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we're diving into 4 common medications that might be making you tired without you even realizing it. We'll also talk about what questions to ask your doctor, because sometimes a small change or a simple adjustment can make a world of difference. Let's start with one that surprises a lot of people: blood pressure medication. Now, millions of people over 60 take something for high blood pressure, and for good reason. Keeping your blood pressure in check is vital for preventing strokes, heart attacks, and all kinds of serious issues. But here's the catch. Some of these medications, especially the ones called beta blockers, can make you feel tired, sluggish, or even a little foggy. You might find yourself yawning more during the day, or just not feeling like your usual self. Beta blockers like metoprolol, atenolol, or propranolol work by slowing your heart rate and easing the pressure on your blood vessels. And while that's great for your heart, it can sometimes lead to a feeling of low energy. It's like your whole system is running just a bit slower. Some people describe it as feeling like they're moving through molasses. Now, does that mean you should stop taking your medication? Absolutely not. But it does mean you should have a conversation with your doctor. Ask whether the fatigue you're feeling might be related to your prescription. Sometimes switching to a different type of blood pressure medication or adjusting the dosage can help you feel more awake and more yourself again. And remember, your doctor can't fix a problem they don't know you're having. So speak up. You're not being a bother, you're being smart. All right, next up is something even more common: allergy medications. You might think of them as harmless little pills, just something you take in the spring when the pollen's bad, or maybe year-round if you have pets. But here's the thing. Some antihistamines, especially the older ones like diphenhydramine, that's Benadryl, are notorious for causing drowsiness. They don't just make you sleepy at bedtime. They can leave you groggy during the day, slow your reaction time, and even mess with your memory over time. A lot of seniors end up taking Benadryl not just for allergies, but also as a sleep aid because it's over the counter and it seems safe. But the way it works in your brain can have effects long after the drowsiness wears off. And the older we get, the more sensitive we become to those side effects. So if you're finding yourself unusually tired and you've been relying on over-the-counter sleep aids or allergy pills, take a good look at the label. If it says diphenhydramine or chlorpheniramine, that could be part of the reason you're dragging through the day. The good news? There are newer antihistamines that don't have the same sedating effect, like loratadine, Claritin, or cetirizine, Zyrtec, though even those can cause drowsiness in some folks. That's why it's worth having that talk with your doctor or pharmacist. They can help you find an option that works without zapping your energy. And while we're on the topic of over-the-counter medications, let me share a quick story. A woman I spoke to recently, let's call her Janet, had been taking a nighttime allergy pill every evening to help her sleep. She thought it was just part of her routine, didn't think much of it. But after a while, she started feeling groggy during the day, and no matter how much coffee she drank, she never felt fully alert. Her doctor suggested she stop the antihistamine for a week, and just like that, she felt like herself again. Clearer, more energetic, even a little lighter in her mood. Sometimes, it's the smallest changes that make the biggest impact. If you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to give this video a like. It really helps us reach more people like you. And if you want more videos that support your health, your energy, and your independence after 60, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got so much more to share with you. Now we've talked about blood pressure meds and allergy pills. Let's move into another category that many people don't always connect with fatigue: antidepressants. This one's a little tricky because it can go both ways. Some antidepressants can make you feel more alert and lifted, while others can actually slow you down. Medications like amitriptyline or trazodone, which are sometimes prescribed not just for depression, but for things like sleep or nerve pain, can be especially sedating. And if you're taking them at night and still feeling tired all day long, it could be worth taking another look. Depression itself can cause fatigue too, so it's not always easy to tell what's causing what. But if you're feeling more tired after starting a new prescription, or if your tiredness has crept in slowly over time, it's worth checking in. Don't feel embarrassed or hesitant to bring it up. Your doctor can help you figure out if the medication is helping or if it might be time to consider an alternative that gives you the benefit without the drowsy side effects. You see, energy isn't just about sleep or age or exercise, it's about balance. And medications, while necessary and helpful, can sometimes tip that balance without us realizing. You shouldn't have to give up your energy just to manage another part of your health. And by the way, don't ever feel like you have to tough it out or just live with it. You have the right to feel vibrant, focused, and awake during the day, no matter your age. Now that we've looked at a few of the more common culprits behind medication-related fatigue, let's keep going. Let's keep going with another type of medication that's often overlooked when it comes to tiredness: painkillers. Now, I don't know about you, but when you're dealing with joint pain, back issues, or those old injuries that start acting up in damp weather, reaching for something to ease the discomfort can feel like a no-brainer. And for many people, especially those over 60, that often means prescription medications like opioids, or even over-the-counter options you've been using for years. But here's what a lot of people don't realize. Medications like hydrocodone, oxycodone, and even tramadol don't just numb pain, they also slow down your central nervous system. That can leave you feeling drowsy, foggy-headed, and even a little unsteady on your feet. Some folks describe it as feeling like they're walking through a haze, unable to fully concentrate or focus on daily tasks. And if you've been taking one of these medications for a while, your body may have adjusted in some ways. But that underlying fatigue can still be quietly hanging around in the background, making everything you do just a little harder. Even non-prescription painkillers like Tylenol PM or Advil PM, which have a sleep aid added to them, can be culprits. They're designed to help you rest, but they often linger in your system longer than expected, especially as we get older and our bodies process medications more slowly. So if you've been using a pain medication regularly and you've noticed you're more tired than you used to be, or maybe more forgetful, more sluggish, or just not quite as sharp, it might be time to have that check-in with your doctor. Ask whether there are other options, maybe a different dosage, a different kind of pain relief, or even non-medication therapies like physical therapy, acupuncture, or gentle stretching routines. It's not about getting rid of pain at all costs. It's about finding a balance where you feel in control of your life, your energy, and your comfort. You don't have to accept tiredness as the trade-off for pain relief. I remember talking to a man named Robert not too long ago who had been taking a low dose of a prescription pain medication after a knee replacement. He felt like he was in a mental fog for most of the day. He'd forget where he put things, fall asleep watching TV in the middle of the afternoon, and started to feel frustrated with himself. When he mentioned this to his doctor, they worked together to shift his pain management approach. He started incorporating gentle aquatic therapy and used a non-opioid option instead. Within 2 weeks, he told me he felt like he had woken up for the first time in months. That's the kind of change that matters. All right, now let's talk about something that a lot of folks don't realize could be affecting their energy: medications for anxiety or sleep. These types of medications, like benzodiazepines, which include drugs like lorazepam, Ativan, diazepam, Valium, or alprazolam, Xanax, are often prescribed for anxiety, panic attacks, or trouble sleeping. They can be incredibly helpful in the short term. They calm the mind, slow racing thoughts, and help you rest when nothing else works. But they can also make you very, very tired. And not just in a sleepy way. Many people report feeling unmotivated, emotionally flat, or like they're in a bit of a daze. These medications affect the same brain pathways that are responsible for alertness, memory, and coordination. And if you're over 60, your sensitivity to them is likely higher than when you were younger. What's more, if you take these medications regularly, even just a small dose to help you sleep, they can accumulate in your system. You might find it harder to get moving in the morning, or you might feel groggy for hours after waking up. Some people even notice that they've started to lose interest in the things they used to enjoy, simply because everything feels harder to get through. And let's be real, when you don't feel mentally sharp or physically energized, it affects your entire day. You start pulling back from activities. You say no to lunch with friends. You stop going for your afternoon walks. Before you know it, that tiredness has taken over more than just your body. It's gotten into your lifestyle. Now again, the point here isn't to make you afraid of these medications. If you're taking something that helps you sleep or manage anxiety, that's okay. But it's also okay to ask questions. You can ask your doctor, could this be making me more tired than I realize? Or are there other options that might be easier on my energy levels? Sometimes the answer might be as simple as changing the timing, taking the medication earlier in the evening, or adjusting the dose. Other times, your doctor might recommend a different approach entirely, like cognitive behavioral therapy for sleep or anxiety, which has helped a lot of older adults regain their rest without the grogginess. I know it can feel awkward to bring this up. You don't want to seem like you're questioning your doctor's choices, or you might worry that there aren't any better options. But let me remind you, you are the expert on your body. You know when something feels off. You know when you're more tired than you should be. And your doctor's job is to work with you, not just on you. If you're starting to wonder whether your medications are playing a role in your energy levels, trust that instinct. Keep a simple journal for a week or two, just a few notes each day. Write down how you feel when you wake up, how your energy holds up through the afternoon, whether you're napping more than usual or skipping activities. Bring that with you to your next appointment. It'll give your doctor a clearer picture, and it shows that you're serious about wanting to feel better. I'll tell you this, your energy isn't gone. It might be hiding, buried under layers of medications, habits, or routines that no longer serve you, but it's still there. And once you figure out what's draining it, you can start bringing it back, step by step, day by day. If you're still with me, give this video a like to let me know this is something that resonates with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this. We're building a space here where feeling good after 60 isn't just a dream, it's the new normal. Now, we've already gone through some of the most common medications that might be behind your tiredness, but we're not done just yet. We're not done just yet. There's one more group of medications that often flies under the radar when it comes to daytime tiredness, and that's diuretics, or what many people call water pills. If you're managing high blood pressure, heart failure, or even just fluid retention in your legs or feet, there's a good chance you've been prescribed a diuretic at some point. Medications like furosemide, Lasix, hydrochlorothiazide, or spironolactone are among the most commonly used. They work by helping your body get rid of excess salt and water, which can bring down blood pressure and ease swelling. But there's always a but, isn't there? They can also cause fatigue in a sneaky way. Diuretics can sometimes flush out more than just water. Along with that extra fluid, your body may lose important minerals like potassium or magnesium, and when that happens, it can throw your whole system off balance. That imbalance can leave you feeling weak, dizzy, and yes, very tired. And if you've ever had one of those days where you stand up and feel lightheaded, or you find yourself short of breath after just a little bit of activity, low electrolytes might be playing a role. What makes it tricky is that the fatigue from diuretics doesn't always feel like sleepy, tired. Sometimes it's more like muscle fatigue, where you feel like everything is just harder than it used to be. Climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even just standing at the sink to wash dishes might take more effort than seems fair. That's why it's so important to keep track of how you're feeling. Not just whether your blood pressure is lower, but whether your quality of life is better. Because health isn't just numbers on a chart. It's how you feel when you wake up in the morning, how much you can do in a day, and whether you still enjoy the things that matter most to you. If you suspect your diuretic might be leaving you drained, don't be afraid to speak up. Ask your doctor about checking your blood levels for electrolytes. They might recommend a supplement, or in some cases, a different medication altogether. And you can also ask about the timing. Some people find they do better taking their diuretic earlier in the day, so it doesn't interfere with their sleep or hydration later on. Even something as small as eating a banana or drinking an electrolyte-rich beverage, just make sure it's low in sugar and approved by your doctor, can help balance things out. It's those little things, those mindful adjustments that can bring your energy back where it belongs. Now let's take a breath and just think about what we've covered so far. If you've been feeling more tired lately, not just once, in a while, but in a way that's become part of your daily life, it's okay to ask why. It's okay to wonder whether your medications, even the ones you've been taking for years, might be part of the picture, whether it's blood pressure, meds slowing you down, allergy pills causing grogginess, antidepressants or sleep aids dulling your energy, painkillers leaving you in a mental haze, or diuretics draining essential minerals. None of these are things you just have to put up with. You deserve to feel awake, alive, and present in your life. And here's the beautiful part. Small changes really can make a big difference. A conversation with your doctor, a question you hadn't asked before, a change in dosage or schedule, even just recognizing the connection between your pills and your fatigue. That awareness is powerful. One of the most common things I hear from people over 60 is that they want to stay independent. They want to drive themselves to the store, garden in the backyard, travel, play with their grandkids, or just enjoy a peaceful walk around the neighborhood without feeling like they're dragging an invisible weight. And the truth is, you can. You can get your energy back. You can feel lighter, clearer, and more capable again. But it starts with listening to your body and to that little voice that says, something's not right. So here's what I encourage you to do. Make a short list of the medications you take every day, including any over-the-counter ones. Think about how each one makes you feel, not just what it's supposed to fix, but how it affects your energy, your mood, and your overall sense of wellness. Then bring that list to your doctor and have a real conversation, not just about whether the medications are necessary, but whether they're helping you thrive, not just survive. And if your doctor brushes it off or doesn't take your concerns, seriously, don't stop there. Get a second opinion. Talk to your pharmacist. You're your own best advocate, and you have every right to ask for help in feeling better. If you've ever felt like you were just too tired to do the things you used to love, please know this: you are not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. There's a way forward. You have the strength, the wisdom, and the right to feel good in your body at any age, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a change in your energy that you think might be connected to a medication? Let us know in the comments. Your story could help someone else recognize what they've been feeling too. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more simple, practical tips to stay healthy, independent, and energized after 60, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to share, and you won't want to miss it. Here's to living your best life at any age. You've got this, and we've got your back.